would like to thank Christopher Davite for the amazing MYMUN video, and we'd like to wish him a happy birthday today.
We would now like to yield the floor to this year's Public Relations Officer, Hyun-Soo Kim, followed by the Deputy Secretaries General, Mark Defensor, Peek-Sen Chua, and Apurva Ganu.
Thank you, Secretaries General. As the 11th annual Malaysian Bali United Nations comes to a close, I would like to take this moment to look back at our achievements and activities these past few days. The conference started with the banging of the gavel on Friday afternoon, and with that, all the chairs, experts, panelists, and delegates came together as one, drafting resolutions and proposals to make a change and difference in the world we live in today. 2 days later, most of you will be leaving Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, unfortunately, with 2 new perspectives and a better understanding of what freedom is. We are also leaving with new practical solutions that can be implemented when we return home. As you make your way back home to your respective communities, we all hope you will remember your MYMUN experiences and the best practices you've shared together. I would personally like to thank Maya and John, our head of admins, for the exceptional dedication and cooperation throughout the conference. Your long hours and walking up down the stairs not only has made you more physically fit, but has also helped run the conference smoothly. I would also like to thank all the other admins for their extreme dedication and hard work, working long days from 8:30 a.m. to 6 p.m. each day. Without you running up and down, our committees would not have resolutions to debate or no papers to write on. Whether you have come from far or near, I would like to wish you all a safe journey back home. Thank you. I will now yield the floor back to the Deputy Secretary General, Mark Defensor.
Honorable Secretaries General, fellow Deputy Secretaries General, respectable chairs, distinguished delegates, and most esteemed guests. 4 years ago at this time, I was seated where all the delegates and experts are right now. And for me to be able to get there, I had to work very hard for a year, staying after school till around 4:30 p.m. on every Tuesday in order to gain my place amongst all of you. Fast forward to 1 year later, with countless after-school sessions ending around 5 p.m., and with a little luck, I was able to move up to where the chairs were sitting just a few moments ago. We move forward again in time, a year later, where I found out that I had been selected to be a part of this year's Secretariat team with none other than some of my closest friends whom I've bonded with in many places, such as the Netherlands, Singapore, and the Secretariat Room. When we first started planning for this conference back in May of last year, the first thing I noticed was that our meetings ended relatively early at 4:30. Soon enough, those meetings were extended to 5 o'clock, then to 6, then all the way to the deathly 7 p.m. We've seen each other so many times throughout the course of this year that we actually saw each other more often than we saw our own families. The constant laughter that we've had as a group and banters we've had over the smallest decisions have eventually led me to the point where I am delivering my final speech at the podium as a senior, who started off as a freshman who just blended in the MUN crowd. I'd like to thank everyone who supported me over my MUN career, and I now yield the floor to Peek-Sen.
I have had the absolute pleasure of seeing the student officers, your chairs, demonstrate their phenomenal skills pre-conference and during MYMUN 11. From the start, it was clear that the chairs cared about the learning process of MYMUN. Building on their skillfully written research reports, the chairs, many once delegates at MYMUN themselves, helped delegates along with their expertise and knowledge, sometimes stopping debate to explain key rules and procedure. Approachable and knowledgeable, they provided a constant source of encouragement and positivity. I have no doubt that the chairs have sparked the interest of many MUNers, near and old, here today. Thank you, student officers, for helping delegates along. This is the help and support that all MYMUN participants need. It has been almost a year since I was appointed to MYMUN Secretariat, alongside Arthur, Reshma, Apurva, Mark, and later Hyun-Soo. It has been my greatest honor and pleasure working with all of you. Our passion for MUN resulting in what became the amazing MYMUN 11 conference. I will miss, other than Hyun-Soo, all of you so much next year when all 4 of you graduate. You have been my family ever since I met you. I now yield the floor to Apurva.
Thank you, Peeksen. These past 3 days here at MYMUN can be best described as unforgettable, and for all the right reasons. From the most innovative of solutions to the most extraordinary of analogies, MYMUN was filled with moments that I shall truly cherish from what shall be my last ever MUN conference. Now, at the end of my journey in MUN, I now realize how my time with my suit and tie has changed my life. I remember preparing my MUN folder and my laptop with enough copies of my well-written and formatted resolutions and carefully selecting the best shirts and ties. After all, who does not want to win the superlative for the best tie? The chances of becoming the main submitter also do, after all, increase if you have a well-written resolution, and more so if it is on a laptop. With each passing conference, the preambulatory and operative terms and the ability to speak in third person about global issues that we all have now become experts of became second nature to all of us. We all have become informed and, more importantly, involved in tackling these problems that our world in the 21st century faces. MYMUN has instilled within all of us the ability to think not only creatively, but also critically. Before I go any further, I'd like to extend my gratitude towards some people who've been responsible for the success of MYMUN 11. They're none other than our Secretary General, Reshma Rajagopalan, and Arthur Shin. Arthur, I've known you since 7th grade, and each year your knowledge, passion, and dedication seems to only grow with each of your passing conferences. Now at your 34th conference, I can honestly say that you're truly an MUN legend with a cult that you just heard right now. Reshma, your color coding, organizational, and planning skills are something to be envious of. Together with Arthur, you two are the best SGs anyone could ask for. Thank you, and now I shall be yielding the floor to the Secretary Generals of MYMUN 11, Reshma Rajagopalan and Arthur Shin.
Before we proceed to closing the conference, Arthur and I would like to say a few final words.
With every start, there is an end. With every first, there is a last. 3 days ago, delegates, panelists, experts, and chairs alike sat down in this very theater that seemed to be teeming with unfamiliar faces. Today, this theater is no longer just any other theater, but our theater. The one where the memories of MYMUN 11 began and where it will soon end. Sitting next to you is not a stranger, but a fellow participant who may or may not have been your co-submitter or someone you joined for lunch one day, or the delegate you met at the approval panel. Like you, next to us are friends. Friends that we have bonded with through the MYMUN experience and, of course, the many, many months leading up to these very 3 days. I say this on behalf of Reshma and me. Without the Deputy Secretaries General who stand alongside me, Mark, Peeksen, Apurva, and of course, Hyun-Soo, our Public Relations Officer, MYMUN would not have been possible. Mark, the amount of effort you have dedicated to the certificates, the badges, and not to forget the research reports are phenomenal. For the past year, well, 3 years of doing certificates and badges, you've remained to be proactive and enduring regardless of the workload. Kiksen, you are an enthusiast. One who will inspire us all, and even made the long, potentially arduous hours exhilarating. While this will be the last conference with the rest of us, we know that your passion will fuel you to strive towards the bright future that lies in front of you. Apurva. You are the backbone of the team. Whether it was when we were counting 1,000 placards or personally organizing the delegate folders, you were always hardworking and focused, just like those endless nights reciting chair phrases together. Thank you for making this a truly wonderful experience and an amazing way to end Reshma and my MYMUN career. Personally, to any aspiring delegates looking to the future, possibly wishing to stand on the stage rather than watching it, before the last dawns upon us, live in the moment. Enjoy today, and I hope you thoroughly enjoyed the past 3 days, because even though this might be my last, I certainly did. Thank you.
Good leaders are trailblazers, making a path for others to follow. Great leaders, however, inspire their people to reach higher, dream bigger, and achieve greater. Ms. Fidalgo and Mr. Bonaciff, thank you for your leadership. Ms. Fidalgo, your endless support, patience, and guidance has enabled us to translate a vision which started all the way back in May of last year into the reality that is MYMUN 11. Mr. Bonaciff, you are the logistics mastermind and comic relief to our team, and I could not have imagined organizing this conference without you. On behalf of the entire Secretariat, we truly commend your dedication, staying in school with us every Tuesday afternoon, working with us, laughing with us, and tolerating our playful antics. Even when it seemed like the work would never end, your infectious positivity encouraged us to look at every problem as an opportunity for greater achievement. Although our year-long journey together is coming to a bittersweet end, thank you for empowering us to believe, act, and execute. To all the other directors, thank you for taking the time to travel here from places as far away as Beijing and Berlin. Your organization and diligence in preparation for this conference has made our experience all the more enjoyable. Thank you for also bringing such wonderfully prepared delegates who have truly made our conference such a great success. I hope you all enjoyed the past 3 days as much as I have, and for those of you that have the privilege of coming back in years to come, I wish you the best of luck. Thank you.
And at last, the time for MYMUN 11 is coming to an end. But first, we must present one final resolution.
Committee, Secretariat.
Topic, MYMUN 11 closing.
Submitted by the Secretaries General.
Noting with satisfaction that MYMUN 11 has exceeded our expectations.
Reaffirming the conference's theme of defining freedom.
Hopes that everyone is already looking forward to MYMUN 12.
Clause 1. Recommends all MYMUN 11 delegates give themselves a pat on the back for the progress and achievements made this weekend through ways such as, but not limited to, Subclause A, productive lobbying. Subclause B, tireless and diplomatic debate. Subclause C, brilliant amendments.
Subclause 2, expressing its appreciation to the MYMUN 11 director, Ms. Fidalgo, who has put time and passion into this conference in ways such as but not limited to. Subclause A, reminding the directors to submit all forms on time. Subclause B, supporting the Secretaries General and the Deputy Secretaries General in MYMUN planning work. Subclause C, emphasizing excellence.
Clause 3. Ask that recognition be given to the following. Subclause A. The Deputy Secretaries General. Subclause B. Mr. Bonisif, Mr. Lockhart, Mr. Stultz, and all other MKIS teachers who have given their time to help. Subclause C. The directors for bringing their delegates to MYMUN 11. Subclause D. The committee chairs who have prepared research reports, communicated with the Secretariat, and facilitated productive debate in committees. Subclause E. The MySpy team, who has provided us with wonderful issues over the past 3 days. Subclause F. The video team for the phenomenal video. Subclause G. The Public Relations Officer Hyun-Soo Kim for his communication and organization in arranging necessary itinerary materials. Subclause H. The administrative and tech staff and maintenance staff and the cafeteria staff who have all contributed to our conference.
Clause 4. Request that all participants take part in a MYMUN selfie.
Clause 5 urges that all participants, the chair stands corrected. Clause 5 urges that all delegates continue to participate in Model United Nations in order to help make our world a better place.
Clause 6 decides to remain actively seized on the matter.
Seeing as time on this resolution has now elapsed, we will now move directly into voting procedures.
All delegates wishing to vote for this resolution, please say aye. Aye. All delegates wishing to vote against this resolution, please hold your silence. All delegates abstaining, also hold your silence.
Due to an overwhelming majority, this resolution passes. So, after 365 days of planning,
it is with great difficulty that we declare
the 11th Annual Malaysian Model United Nations Conference
closed. Delegates, before you're dismissed, Ms. Claudia Fidalgo, our MYMUN 11 Director.
Thank you. Remember we started saying, I told you a little thing about mistakes? Remember that? Yeah. Well, we had some of those this year, and unfortunately, our certs are not all ready for all of the schools. Oops. Those that have been here before know that this is a first time, and there's always a first time and hopefully the last time. So I have certain certificates here. If the directors could come forward before they depart. Those that are not ready, we will be sending them. No worries, you will be getting them, but unfortunately not today. Okay? Thank you for everything, guys. Music.